Hello and welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay, your host, and this hour you're not going to want to leave your seat. I don't know if you need a cup of tea or popcorn or whatever it is. My first guest, for over 35 years, continues to be the most compassionate community champion in our city. Award-winning broadcaster has also dedicated her airtime to inspiring changes one voice at a time. Welcome, Sam LaPrade, to the show. You're the host of An Hour to Give on Country 101 and Rogers TV Ottawa. Thank you for joining me.
I'm so happy to be here. Usually I'm on that side
I know. We could
deal.
switch. They would really throw them off, but it would be good.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, I know, knows Hour to Give, but for those who might not, just tell us a little bit about this project.
Well, this project started when I was a frontline fundraiser, and I was wanting to share the story of the Ottawa mission with so many people. We were only ever given 30 seconds here and 30 seconds there, so I created An Hour to Give, really allowing all these beautiful local charities to share their story, share their impact, inspire the community to get involved. So it's about community, volunteerism, and philanthropy.
Yes, and those three actually expand quite wide in our city. We've got a guest green room full of everyone that contributes to our community. How easy is it for you to find these people, and how important is it for our community to get engaged?
Well, we're coming up to 8 years, and I remember when I first sort of pitched the idea of the show, somebody at the station said, well, will we run out of charities? And I'm like, oh no, we will not.
I know.
And so I can't believe it's been going on for that long, but also you just never run out of heart work.
Yes.
The heart work that's being done in this city, the philanthropy, the events, and more importantly, to be honest with you, I love sharing the impact. So that's always going to be there.
Yeah.
So I could honestly do probably 10 hours to give a week.
Yes.
But we do one, and we feature one charity.
And so in the last year, what charities did you come upon that you might have been surprised by?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So everything from, we do Big Brothers Big Sisters Ottawa, of course. You're going to be chatting with Susan Ingram in a little bit. We've done incredible organizations, including Parkdale Food Center. Some that have been a little bit more difficult stories to tell, and you're going to get a chance as well to chat with her today, is Angie Poirier, in regards to her beautiful son and his cancer journey. So we, of course, had the Ottawa Cancer Foundation on. And those stories are difficult to tell. She's such a pro and an incredible mom. I'll be honest with you, there was a few tears.
Yeah.
But also, it's okay. Like, I remember the first time I sort of had those tears on the show, and I said to my producer, oh my heavens, like, am I going to be let go? And they're like, no, like, it's real.
It is
so
real.
That's what I love about this show, is not only getting an opportunity to, talk to the Ottawa Hospital and talk to CHEO and talk to small charities as well, but it's that impact that we, in the dark days we're in right now, boy, we need that to show that this community is rallying on those days where you feel maybe a bit isolated or alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And also you provide an opportunity for people to engage at home if they're not involved with something. I know I completely got engaged with the Snowsuit Fund, such a great environment to work in, and the value that they bring to the community. With your show, how many can you do? Like, can people still get on your show?
So we're, to be honest, fully committed for 2025.
Okay.
And we're already getting those calls. Oh my gosh, Sam, like, it's such and such day in 2026. Can we, can we get on? So we are taking those requests now. I encourage people to reach out to me. You can find me anywhere on social media if you're wanting to highlight your charity as well.
Yeah. I would like to direct people to maybe 1 hour to give, but there's other opportunities where people can see you. 100 Women Who Care.
Yes, I'm so excited. So they asked me to be the host of 100 Women Who Care for this season, and it kind of runs from June until next March. And they've asked me to stay on after that already, and that room is just, there's a vibration in that room. There is this beautiful energy. 3 charities come up and obviously share the impact, and then everybody makes a minimum $100 donation to one of the charities, or sometimes people divide it up. There's all sorts of ways you can do that, and that is honestly like the highlight of my quarter. I love doing it.
Well, and it's a great place for you because, again, if it's not an hour to give, you're there, and then people can sort of request or put in a bid of what charity they would like to, and that's where the community really comes together.
100%. That the next meeting is December 1st.
Okay, and do we know who the charities are?
Not yet.
Okay.
Soon to be announced.
Will be soon to be announced. I'm just wondering if there's more time I could put in a few. Your programs and initiatives you talk about are just, they're youth, they're adults, they're seniors. What are some senior moments that you really enjoyed sharing?
Oh, that's one that really touches my heart. My mom, you know, is a senior, and just that isolation piece. I interviewed a senior recently that basically said, listen, I worked my entire life. I cannot make it work financially, so I need the programs of Parkdale Food Center. And I need to go there not only to fill my belly, but fill my soul.
Yeah.
And of course, you know me, I was a bit of a mush, because that is, to me, it's not just about the food, it's about that fellowship. And she was so proud to say, I go on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I go for this breakfast, and I meet Dave, and I meet this person, and I meet that person.
Yeah.
And those moments for me are when people are not only doing that in their lives, but willing to come on television and come on radio and share that. You know they're proud.
Yeah.
So those are the moments, especially, you know, when I think about seniors, because there's so much isolation with seniors. Those are the moments I know we're doing it right in this city.
Yeah, you definitely are. And the winter's coming, and we've got lots of galas coming up. How can people be engaged with that?
Well, I have my Spanx ready, so I'm good to go. I'm hosting about 16 events between now and Christmas.
I'm just going to follow your lead. Tell me about 8 of them.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much happening. So I'm really, really proud to be involved with the OPS Gala this year.
Yes.
I'm the community champion this year, so I'm so excited about that, to be able to do that. I'm hosting so many different events. I'm hosting a really wonderful event at the Royal, focused on menopause. Now, when they phoned me, Julie, I said to them, is this a family intervention? Or have my family asked me to come to do this? You know, so there's lots of things like that. Ride for Dad is celebrating 25 years. It's amazing to me. So they're celebrating that milestone. So I'm going to be at that event on the 18th of October. There's so much happening in this city. There's a big event for Ottawa Cancer Foundation, which of course Angie will talk about as well, the Aurora Ball.
You know what? I'm going to stop you there. If everybody wants to find out, 1 hour to give, Sam LaPrade, you just Google anywhere or follow her on social media. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon. Welcome back. I'm really excited to introduce you to my next guest, Angie Poirier, Director of Communications and Public Relations with the Ottawa Cancer Foundation. She's here to talk about the heart behind Dear Cancer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And firstly, I'd like to say thank you on behalf of all of Ottawa, I'm sure you've heard this, for taking us on the journey with you and your family. And Nash at 9 years old, being the strongest little guy out there, fighting, and you took us all through and made it a conversation that we could all continue talking about.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think any family ever is ready for a diagnosis of cancer, and just to hear those words, you never imagine it will be you never imagine it will be your kids. So it was a really difficult time, but we found so much support in the community and in telling our story and sharing all of that. It was very therapeutic at the time.
It is very therapeutic. And I think if anything, people should do more of what you did. Just throw it out there, and the world and the community will come around you. Which brought you very comfortably to the Ottawa Regional Cancer Foundation. Congratulations in your new role.
Thank you.
And how did you find yourself there? Was it part of the journey, or?
Yeah, it actually was. So in my previous career, just doing a lot of volunteer and outreach and community support, I had supported a lot of their events over the years. So there was already a relationship there, the telethons and all of the historic fundraising opportunities. And so when my own family found ourselves in the center of a cancer journey, I reached out to them and I said, I would still love to support this work, and is there anything that I can do in the community to support you? And they were very open to that. So we came up with this role of community ambassador. And so I would go to events. I actually spoke at some events. And when it came time that my son was moving on, finishing treatment, getting back to, just normal life, going back to school full time and his sports, and he's thriving, now became the time to focus on, well, what is mom going to do now? What is me as the caregiver? What is my new life, my new role? And so it became conversations and this sort of entering the new workforce as in a full-time position with them now. So,
and then with conversations, that's the whole idea behind the campaign, Dear Cancer. Tell us a bit about that campaign.
Yeah, so, and you mentioned exactly that. It's the sharing of the stories that not only brings awareness, which is of course key, awareness to, that you're not alone, but it builds community, and it builds a space where people feel seen and feel heard. And so the idea behind this campaign, it's very raw and it's very honest. So we have some of our own patients, clients, community members from Ottawa who came forward and were willing to tell their story, but in a different sort of bold way. So the way that we describe Dear Cancer is we all have those conversations with cancer, in quiet and in our darkest moments.
When the world's going around and it stops for you.
You curse it and you pray to it and you do all these things, but there's also something very empowering about meeting it head on, talking to it directly and telling it what it couldn't take away and what it didn't do. And that's what our survivors are doing in this series, is they're sharing, well, Dear Cancer, you tried to, but you couldn't do.
You know what?
So these powerful statements.
Yeah, we actually have a clip that we're going to roll right now. Thank you for sharing.
Dear Cancer.
Dear Cancer.
Dear Cancer, you left your scars on me, but they remind me that I won.
Dear Cancer, you tried to write my ending, but I'm still here.
Dear Cancer, you will never take away our hope.
You tried to take my dreams, but I'm still here chasing them.
You tried to take away my future, but I live for today.
You tried to take my son, but he had other plans.
That is beautiful. Yeah.
So the other side to that is the website then that we launched as a part of that campaign, dearcancerottawa.ca. So it's a microsite that kind of launches off of the Ottawa Cancer Foundation site. And those beautiful stories are in depth, and we go into longer interviews and speaking with them, and I can barely get through them.
I know.
They're so emotional and again so raw, but they speak to the programs and the services that they found at the Ottawa Cancer Foundation that, in their words, they say was life-changing, experience-changing after being diagnosed with cancer.
And we do have some time if you want to highlight a few of those programs that families might not know about, because you do find yourself in a bit of series of tests and things you don't know how to reach out right away. So the Ottawa Cancer Foundation has been fabulous, and literally down the road from the Ottawa Hospital.
It's true, and there's a 30-year history there. It's the 30th anniversary this year. So and over time, listening to the community and responding to an urgent need of what people were looking for and what they were saying they were missing, came this sort of model change from from all of those years directing to cancer research and advocacy. It now has shifted into this frontline supportive care place where people can come. And I want people to know this, because when you are faced with a diagnosis, everything in your world is upside down and backwards. And you don't have time to go and find all of these resources individually. And for every person, what they need for supportive care will be different. No two cancer journeys are the same. So the nice thing is to know this information beforehand, so you know where to turn right away, should you ever find yourself in that position. But the first thing is sitting down with a cancer system navigator. So this is someone who understands the entire system, and they can find out through your unique situation and experience what it is that you need, whether that be mental health supports, which is a big one, a very big one.
Not just for the patient, but family members.
Exactly, and that's the other piece that I don't know that everyone knows, is these programs are offered for free for the patient, their caregivers, and their family members, and that could be their kids. There are programs for the little ones as well. but it could be nutritional support. It could be helping you find financial supports. It could be, health and wellness, symptom management, which is a big one. Getting your body through all that it's been through.
And they are the experts that know what your body could feel, so can give you a lot of support.
So you decide as much or as little support that you need, and they can point you in the right directions to what would be supportive care for you.
We only have about 30 seconds. Can you just tell us about the big gala that's coming up that everybody should really attend?
So Aurora Ball is coming up November 22nd, the West in Ottawa. So this is a chance to honor the 30th anniversary legacy, how far the foundation has come and how the model has changed in supportive care, and really just a night to celebrate with the entire community. And there will be a lot of awards given out that night for other cancer community champions.
Thank you so much. Make sure to be there. Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay, your host, and I want to let you know for over 100 years, Christie Lake Kids gives children and youth life-changing experience, not just in the summers as we think it is, but all year round. And here to tell us all about it is Adrienne Vino. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here. 100 years.
More than 1922.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. How did this all start?
In 1922, there was a judge, John McKinley, and he decided when kids are acting up, they should not go to detention. They should go in the great outdoors.
Yeah.
They should get new life skills, and they should build connections. And he said, send them into nature. And that was a core value that we keep today. And it's just such a beautiful thing that he started, and we continue to live his legacy to this very day.
Yeah, and I've met some of your kids that have been recipients of Christie Lake Kids, and they've loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
And who do you offer it to?
So we're exclusive for the low-income sector. So we run programs year-round. So we're in the after-school hours in right now 8 targeted locations in 14 different locations, 8 neighborhoods in 14 locations.
Can we go through them? We got some time.
Oh,
some of them?
I know I have too much I have to tell you because we do art and Aikido and all these different things.
Okay, perfect.
But what's
You
really,
lead the
really
way.
interesting about it is it's 100% free, and we do this for children who need us most, and we go into neighborhoods that need us most. And we couldn't do it without an army of amazing volunteers. So
volunteers.
We have a very, very tiny paid staff, and we welcomed back 55 volunteers and just onboarded 75 new volunteers.
Wow.
They started last week, and they're in 14 different locations, really creating magic for children that need it most. It's really, really beautiful.
Okay, Adrienne, how do you find these volunteers? And I know viewers at home are going to want to know how they can volunteer.
Yeah, we have a wonderful partnership with Volunteer Ottawa, and we have a really great word-of-mouth program, so people spread the word, and we have people that have been with us for years and years and years. Our adult to participant ratio is really, really high in our programs. We wrap around and support these kids the best we can. And it's just something that they align with whatever makes their heart happy. So if they love art, they're in the art program. If they love Aikido or basketball, soccer, leadership training, we do so many amazing things in such a variety that there's something really for everyone.
There's something is not just for the adults, the volunteers, and for the kids, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you keep in touch with the parents and the guardians.
We do. We actually call them every day. So we have something, it makes us a little bit special.
Yeah.
Our programs, you have to register. We're not a drop-in program.
Okay.
So you have to tell us that you're going to come, and we know when to expect you.
Yeah.
And we call parents before every program to remind them that their kids are in program. And that's special for a couple of reasons, because we can wrap around those families for whatever their needs might be at home, but also we can build a curriculum. If we know how many kids are coming each time, we can build a curriculum that builds social, physical, and emotional skills that sets kids up for success beyond high school.
I'm assuming that you don't have a lot of kids that don't show.
You know what? Every once in a while, people get sick, or
Okay, well,
it's
that's
very
fair.
common that you
Yeah.
have to take care of your brother or sister, or somebody
Okay.
will get sick, or a parent will get a new job that makes it difficult for a little one to come. So it's important for us to call and find out what's going on
Yeah.
at home. So those connections we have, we take a great deal of pride in how connected we are to the families we serve.
That's amazing. And you say wraparound services. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're in there with them,
Yeah.
and we're finding out what they need.
Yeah.
We are able to connect them if they have a particular need for food or support or mental health services. We have just a really vast network of partners that we work with. So it's something where the connection piece is really, really important. When children live in poverty, unfortunately, the cycle is that people stay in poverty.
Yeah.
And we have some kids that are with us when they're 6 years old, and they'll stay with us until they're finishing high school. So
Yeah.
when you're connected to families like that for decades, and you're
Yeah.
calling and calling and calling, our relationships are extremely strong. So
I was just going to say, and that's just that one moment in time where a child can feel comfort somewhere because it's either school,
Yeah.
family, or Christy Lake
yeah, and
kids.
they treat us like family,
Yeah.
and we have a lot of fun together. We learn new skills together. We build connections together. It's beautiful. Our mission's really beautiful.
It is beautiful. I don't want to take away from it. This is year round. You do have the summer camps, so
We do.
Yeah. How does
we
that?
do.
I know.
Summer camp's amazing.
Best
Sleep
experience
away.
for anyone
Yeah.
for sleep away. Yeah.
There's something about jumping in the lake and sitting by a fire and doing new things that you don't regularly get to do in the city. Our camp property is located about 15 minutes outside of Perth, and like all of our programs for the low-income community, it's 100% free all the time. So we bus hundreds of kids to our camp property every summer and just have the most magical experience.
Yeah.
Our summer camp team is the best on the planet. I'm so proud of them. And kids just come back. We have a wait list almost immediately for camp. It's so beautiful.
I know. We need a whole double of you and the program. You do need to, I know you do a lot with contributions from our community, but you
Yes.
do have an amazing event coming up in November.
We do. It's a 4-season soiree.
Okay.
And we're doing that to remind people that we're in operation all year round. So it's winter, summer, spring, and fall.
Yeah.
It's going to be on November 13th at Ashbury College.
Lovely.
And we've got a few little surprises, like our hip hop kids are coming to perform. So there's going to be little magical moments to participate with our programs and get to know each other. It's a little bit more of a casual vibe, but I think it's going to be really, really special. We're very grateful to Syntax Strategic as our title sponsor, and of
Yeah.
course Ashbury for hosting us. So November
Yeah.
13th will be the best.
Putting it in the day. There still are tickets.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
There's corporate sponsorship opportunities still
Oh,
available,
good.
just a few, and individual tickets are for sale with a very healthy tax receipt. So we
Yes.
hope people come out.
Okay, and the one thing I want to say for people at home who might know of someone that is struggling within their family, we have about a minute left, how can they reach you and what's the best way to do?
I want everyone to go to ChristyLakeKids.com. All of the information to volunteer, to be participating at our soiree, to find out about what we do. It's all on our website. And I have a little something for you from our programs. This little one made this piece of art for you.
Oh my
You do a
gosh.
beautiful job connecting people to the community. And we just wanted to say thank you for helping us tell our story and for telling so many wonderful stories about what happens in Ottawa. So that's for you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And it is so beautiful. And the name on the back?
Yeah, well, I know that they're 9 years old.
Oh, 9 years old. Thank you so much, Adrienne. You're doing amazing things. I'm so happy that Christy Lake Kids exists. Everybody at home, again, just get to the website, make a difference, get engaged in Ottawa, and I will see you on the soiree on November 13th. That's a lucky number, so you will remember it. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm very excited to shine some light on the amazing work of the Big Brothers Big Sisters Ottawa, an organization that connects kids and caring mentors. They've done it for many years, and it's just building bigger and brighter futures. And they've even gone to extensively different route. And I'd like to introduce Susan Ingram, Executive Director of Big Brothers Sisters Ottawa, and Hope Wood, Business Manager and Social Enterprise of something very exciting and new. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I gave a little bit of what Big Brothers and Big Sisters is all about, but if you can just tell viewers, I know they've heard it's been over how many years?
Yeah, 55 years this year that we've been in the city providing mentorship programs for young people at risk. And yeah, it's been an amazing 55 years, and we continue to grow and serve, all the kids that are in need of our mentors.
You are the most passionate person in this organization, and I hear you speak at many different things. What is it that makes it so special to have this mentor for a child?
Yeah, I think the thing, mentorship is really hard to explain to people. It's not super tangible, right? Like people can't really grasp really what it is. But essentially, like you're looking at somebody who's come into a child's life and really remains there as somebody who is a role model, somebody they can look up to, someone that can give them advice, somebody they can count on a regular basis. And these relationships really are something that last forever. Like I've been with the agency 13 years. I've seen some of the young people start when they're 6 years old, and now they're 19 years old. They're still with the same mentor, and I see them go from being young people that might be facing some mental health challenges. They might have social anxiety, and I see them come out of their shell and start to trust and to learn about what it looks like to have adults in their lives that can be healthy and trusting.
Yes.
And that's really what it's about, and it's something that lasts for many, many years. So we know that those young people will give back as adults.
And this is a free service for these kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the charity, obviously, we have an operational budget.
Yes.
But yes, the mentors are volunteers. They're all volunteers, and it's something that we provide programming in the schools, which is something that people might not know about, and we also have our programs in the community, and we're serving all different youth from the LGBTQ2S+ community. We're serving young people that may be adoptees or that have been in care before, or in care currently. So we're really trying to look for the young people that really are in need of those strong adult relationships in their lives to help guide them.
Yeah, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
I love, and in 55 years, you're doing it all right. So yes, there is a cost of it for sure. And so I think, Hope, you're going to tell us how we're kind of creating this idea to put back into Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yes, for sure. So Susan had a great idea of creating clothing bins throughout the city in 2015, where clothing was being donated. But the bigger picture was someday to open a thrift store. So I joined the team in 2021.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
When we look back.
When we look back from being in that basement in that school to now having this big, beautiful store, where it's been such a challenge, but also so rewarding. So we take in some used clothing, clean them up, make sure that they're in good quality, put them out on our sales floor. But the best part is that we've included mentorship in our store with having our co-op students in, volunteers in, and do employment mentorship.
Oh my gosh, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know from my kids, 17 and 18 students, so I guess about 3 years ago, when your store popped up, they couldn't have gotten there faster. And I think they just knew when they realized what it was just brought more kids there. I'm sure things fly off the shelves quite quickly.
Oh, for sure.
How can people donate to the store now? Because like you said, you used to have bins.
We still do. So we still have about 18 bins throughout the city.
Okay.
Plus, you can donate at the store. And if you're corporate or a community, we do community pickups or clothing drives with
so
corporations.
schools at this time, leading up to the winter, they can be doing something. Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Ideas are. You've had a great school in the past. Super support you, Frank Ryan Public School.
Amazing school.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal fundraising, and teaching these young people how to give back and how to fundraise. It's an amazing program.
Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, you brought lovely stuff. Is this some of your favorites, or it just keeps going on and on?
Oh, it was so hard to narrow it down to a couple. So we brought a couple items that you can really match together or wear separately. But for instance, this jacket is really the center of this.
I actually love this.
Right?
Stephanie, you don't mind if I take that off? That is stunning. That is great. And the top underneath. And so are your kids in there, I shouldn't say kids, everybody who's volunteering, are they having fun even dressing people when they come?
Oh, they love it. They love styling people. They're looking for themselves. They're looking for me. Sometimes I'll have a youth come into my office, just knock, knock, knock. I found something that would really look good on you.
Oh, that is so
We do a bunch of styling every day, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got bags, you've got boots, you've got all sizes.
All sizes, all different types of items. So we go from anywhere from like a lower brand all the way up to the highest brands of Kate Spade.
Yeah.
That purse is definitely one of my favorites this week.
I know. I'm just kind of throwing it this way. I can see even my friends saying, Julie, get that one. You have kept it a bit of a secret where your store is. We have not even said where it is.
Yeah, it's at 1547 Maryville Road.
Yep.
Right at the Emerald Plaza near the library.
Yeah, and you just have to drive in a little bit, but you could see it from the street. So you will be able to see it, but don't miss out on that for sure. We have, the one thing I wanted to ask you, I know you're always looking for mentors.
Yes.
What would you like to say to viewers? What's the best way they can contact you, or what should they know about themselves to be a mentor?
Yeah, I think the key is don't overthink it.
Okay.
And definitely, if you're interested, you can go to our website and apply. It's a very simple application, and then we would take you through the process.
Yeah.
But if somebody is really thinking about it, we talk a lot about lived experience mentorship, and that's something that we're really focused on. And it's thinking about what experience have I had in my life that I could help a young person with.
Okay.
So you could have been unemployed at some point in your life. You have had to navigate figuring out if you're going to apply for school. Are you going to go to school, continue post-secondary education, or are you going to go straight into working and figuring out what you want to do? There's all these types of things that are, maybe you're great at budgeting, maybe you have a finance background and you could offer that to somebody, and that's something that you learned how to do and you didn't have that as a young person. So really thinking about, wow, I know what my life looked like and where I am now, and I could really help someone navigate that. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. But definitely do overthink heading to the Thrive store.
Yes.
If you want more information, it's down at the bottom. You can get involved. Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and Thrive, Thrift, Thrive, and Thrive. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, we've set the stage because my next guest is ready to give a perfect refresh to any entrepreneur out there. So if you're listening and you just need a little bit of a brush up on your LinkedIn, or maybe you want some fresh looks for the holidays or a campaign that you're starting, Ashley Notley is the girl for you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Very excited to meet you. I met you a few years ago. I actually forgot to mention that Adrienne Vino is a recipient of the Businesswomen's Award coming up, and I got to be one too, so I had the honor of meeting you.
Yeah.
But I wanted to invite you on the show because you offer a lot. Starting off with, you actually offer a little series for our community.
Yeah. So I'm a brand photographer, and essentially what that means is, I'm a storyteller. So I really like to find ways of capturing your unique story as a business owner, whether you're, a realtor. I work with a lot of psychotherapists, and really drawing out your unique personality and your story through imagery.
Yeah.
And so, so I do have some brand mini sessions coming up that are, more of like a micro session for those that just need a little bit of a refresh, a new headshot, some new imagery to just kind of showcase what it is you do and what makes you unique as a business owner.
Which is interesting that you say the refresh too, because there's times where you've had your headshot. I have a headshot, I think, from when the kids were maybe 6 and 7, and now they're off to university. But it's that idea that when you're looking at yourself then, there is a story story of where you were then. And yeah, so I really like that idea. When you meet the people, do you find they're nervous and stiff and they have an idea of how they're supposed to look?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean, we're not models, right?
I wish we were.
I don't tend to work very often with models. So my job, is really to just kind of start to have conversations with people to put them at ease and just get to know them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And as our shoot goes on, I get a sense of your personality and what kind of makes you unique and how that should be reflected in your portraiture. Obviously, if you're, as I said, I work with a lot of psychotherapists, for example. Like if you're somebody who does, therapy with clients, you're not going to be jumping around with confetti and balloons and that sort of thing. It's going to be more grounded, more calm and approachable kind of style portraiture rather than something completely different. So yeah, it's fun in that sense to just kind of try to align the portraiture with the client to make sure that it really reflects them and what they do. And
when they do take pictures, do you give advice of what they should wear?
Yeah.
Or, okay, so if I was about to get a shoot, am I wearing the right thing?
Yeah, you look great. Yeah.
And maybe you can't say if I didn't. So if I was coming in and I did want the headshot or I wanted here, what's some tips that you would have me? Like maybe we should go through some ups and downs or?
In terms of wardrobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always like to play around with whatever the client has brought in terms of wardrobe. So if you're wearing like a blazer, for example, we could kind of like, cozy up with the blazer a little bit, get some hands sort of involved. Pockets we use a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A little hand in pocket.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fake a little hand in the back pocket. But yeah, really just kind of getting the client to move a little bit so it doesn't feel so stiff.
Okay, and can we translate these to if we're out getting our photo taken at these events that we end up being or the galas or stuff like that? So one is just kind of when you're getting a picture taken, where should my hand be? Like not.
Yeah. So I mean, a classic one that people always do is like a hand on hip, which is great.
Yeah.
To create a little bit more of a waistline, if you will, we always put our hand a little bit higher than the hip bone, and we think about drawing our elbow back a little bit.
Okay.
And then a little bit of a bend. You've already got it going on here. A little bit of a bend in the knee, so that you're a little bit more relaxed. Pushing your hips back a little bit and leaning forward into the camera is really flattering as well.
Yeah. What about your face, your head?
Yeah. So I mean, you can play around, and you kind of know your face best and looking in the mirror as often as you do, but
take my hand off my
certainly like playing with sort of the tilt of your head, maybe again a little bit of a lean forward, if you're somebody that's concerned about like a double chin or something, a little bit of like a lean forward of the chin.
Just a question then.
Yeah.
Because not everyone would think of that. So would you, knowing I might have a double chin, would you say, Julie, like put your chin forward? Like would that?
Yeah. Well, and like, some subtle cues and just sort of the positioning of your head will help, of course, with that. But yeah, I would give you a little bit of guidance, not necessarily like you have a double chin, so I'm going to have you bring your chin forward.
Thank you.
But
because Kevin and I, we were talking about our double chin, so we're working on that for sure. Okay, so we've got a few minutes. Do we want to do a little demo of what a session would look like?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna sit down.
Let's start seated.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So I always kind of just wait and see how the client naturally sits in the chair before I start positioning. So already we've got a little cross of the leg, which is great. You could also play around with maybe bringing your foot onto the little rest at the bottom, just to kind of elevate you a bit. Definitely starting kind of in there is not a bad spot to be, and it depends if we're doing like a full-length photo or if we're kind of cropping in. If I was just kind of doing waist up, I would bring your hands in a little bit closer so we're not kind of out here. We could play around with the back of the chair in that you could kind of rest your arm back there and then kind of play around with your hands a little bit. So your hands are looking great. Love your hands.
Okay, thanks.
Great,
Thank
fresh
you.
manicure. I always kind of tell people to bring their hands together in like maybe a little pinch of the fingertip kind of thing, just natural, soft. You could also play around with your ring a little bit. You could even bring your hand up to rest on your wrist.
I'm a bit of a clasper. Like
Okay.
I find I'm comfortable that way, but it's sometimes once in a while you feel like, oh, I'm really holding
You're
on
really,
for dear life.
And we
Okay.
want to kind of avoid
Yeah,
that
so
tension in the
that's nice
hands. So
tips.
just some nice
Yeah.
little ways of doing that. If we were to be standing, some great ones again, as we've already talked about, the pocket. I always kind of fake the back pocket as well, because I think that's just kind of nice. One leg slightly forward of the other, and again, a little break in the hips, a little kind of send your butt back. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm usually like, anyways, posture is my thing, but.
And then we can, it depends on the client themselves and how playful we want to make it, but we can again bring the hands into the equation, bring both hands kind of together.
Yeah.
Little pinch of the fingertips, little play of the ring. Sometimes I like to bring the hands to the face if we're doing kind of more of a tighter headshot, so we could cross an arm.
Yeah. Oh, you should look at mine from a million years ago. I think that's how I was literally like this. Okay, I do have to cut you off in just about 30 seconds, but I want to know, how can people reach you? Because you've got great tips, and I've had great photos from you. Give us 10 seconds.
Yeah,
What
so
do
you
got?
can follow me on Instagram at the Notley Creative. You can also find me at thenotleycreative.com. Would love to work with you. It's always a blast.
Yeah, definitely. And you do have the event that
the mini session's coming up October 29th. The details can be found on my website. And yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Welcome back. Well, I'm really excited to bring some music into our studio with our next guest. Tony Martins, stage name Stony Martins, is an Ottawa fixture, a longtime fixture in our city art scene, and he's here to talk about his written, directed, and lead in a production, The Outlaw and the Sons, Oates. And I'm going to let him tell us all about it. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So what made you think to write, create, and be part of this?
Well, that's a huge
I've got
question.
8 minutes, so you've got time.
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing music along with my alter ego, Stony Martins, since around 2010.
Yeah.
And I have a long history in the arts, and I've always been interested in theatre as well, and I've dabbled in it here and there in certain ways.
Well, where have you dabbled in it?
This show brings it all together.
Yeah. So you said you dabbled in theatre. Did you do that before you moved to Ottawa, or?
Not in a theatrical sense, just a musical sense.
Okay.
But I always thought that Stony was kind of theatre because he's a character.
Yes.
And this show really brings him to life, gives him a voice for the first time.
Okay. And tell us a bit about the production.
Okay.
Please.
Well, it's a two-man production. It's dead simple.
Wow.
But I had a lot of help with people who are really good in the theatre world. We're doing it at a small little theatre called the Atelier Theatre in Arts Court.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a little bit of an audio-visual extravaganza because the soundscape is going to be big, and there's lots of lighting effects.
Yeah.
So it'll be submersive type of thing.
Okay. Okay, we do have a little bit of a trailer that we might be able to show, but when you say immersive, what will be showing at the back?
Oh, the musical part, you mean? Well, it's kind of it's counterintuitive a bit because Stony is a cowboy, but the music is not country music strictly.
Yeah, you actually say it's a little bit of Pink Floyd meets Hank Williams.
That's a good quote.
Yeah.
That's a friend of mine who said that. And it's a good quote because we're trying to create something that is otherworldly, that is kind of supernatural, and a little bit scary too.
Yeah.
But there has to be time for beautiful kind of country feelings. And eventually we do get some light sounds and some acoustic guitar sounds. So it is stretch and it's like big and epic. So I think that's where the Pink Floyd part comes from.
Yeah, no, I've heard a little bit, so it's good. But we'll wait a tiny bit. How can people get tickets?
Well, just yesterday we went live on Eventbrite. So the Eventbrite ticketing platform. If you go on Eventbrite and search for The Outlaw and the Sun, you can find the tickets there.
But you also have a website that people can go to?
Sorry?
Your website. Can they find it on your website as well?
Yeah, my website has a lot of information about the show and certainly a link to the tickets. My website is TonyMartinsCreativespace./outlaw.
Yeah. And Outlaw, how did you come out with the name and the story behind it?
The name of the show?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to remember where that came from. That came from, I mean, Stoney is a dark cowboy who has done bad things. So he's an outlaw. And the show is really about him trying to reconnect, being torn whether or not to reconnect with his son.
Okay.
So there's an outlaw and there's a son, and they're in a conversation, and but basically that's the entity. It's an hour-long show, so songs with monologue in between.
Okay. And do you touch on sort of your own experience or someone else's experience? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, a lot of it is parenting experience.
Yeah.
The outlaw and the son. I became a parent relatively late in life, at the age of 50, and it had a profound effect on me.
You're older than 50.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Way
Nice.
over 50. But it had a profound effect on me, and I started realizing how much my music was kind of like rooted in the past. And I thought there's references to children in my music before I was a parent.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little bit of a time warp going on there.
Yeah.
So that's part of the show too. But yeah, the emotion of the show is Stoney's emotion, but it's also my emotion as a parent.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to sort of get to this point to get it to stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it take a long time to get it to stage?
Yeah, it took a long time.
Yeah.
The idea probably goes back about 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. And just finding the right collaborators is the challenge.
Okay, who did you collaborate with?
Well, there's a guy named Chris William Martin, who's the guitar player. And so the two of us have performed together quite a bit over the years. And there's just a really good musical understanding. So he was the guy I wanted, but everybody's doing this in their spare time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's finding the right time to make it work, schedule-wise. Mm-hmm. And I convinced other people to do it with me, a theater guy and a lighting guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't want to rush it. I never rush things. I want to make it at the right time, and this is the perfect time.
You know what? Well, this is a perfect time. We'd love to hear a little song. What's the song that you're going to be performing?
The song's called God Never Spoke.
Okay.
And it's a very important song within the show. The title is taken from dialogue from a movie called The Road, which is based on a book by Cormac McCarthy. And the book and the movie are all about a father and a son trying to survive through an apocalypse.
Wow.
So the father and the son relationship is very deep, and I kind of thought that's appropriate. So that's the name of this song, God Never Spoke.
Joy, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I don't know that there's a God, but I've seen things I can't explain. Things so divine I had to say that ain't the work of God. God never spoke. Things that moved my soul to weird. A child's breath upon my cheek, so pure I was moved to speak. If that ain't the sound of God, God never spoke. Oh, 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 oh. And I've seen something in your eyes, seen it in the twilight, felt it in the moonlight.